The level of cognitive dissonance and ignorance in this is just mind-boggling, but I need to talk to you guys who are trotting out this from a racist point of view.
Hey family, Gracie here. I hope you all are doing all right. I am doing well myself, and thank you so very much to the new subscribers and returning subscribers for your support to me on here. Means a lot to me. I don't take any of you for granted. And to the members on the channel, thank you so very much for supporting through the member packs. It means a lot to me. Thank you so very much once again. Now, today's episode is, it is something random, but me being me, I've been coming across a lot of videos where whiteys are saying, black people have not built anything. Black people try to claim everything, they try to claim every development of every area. This is not just in the US, this is in the UK, and of course, a country like South Africa that was, dominated, still is controlled by the white people. They normally come out to say, how would South Africa be like without us? And I also have a question. How would South Africa be like without, black people? How would America be like without black people? How would German? How would, UK? How would all these countries be like without black people? And they're saying that black people did build nothing. So it's so wrong of us to actually come out and say that we built something and we need reparations and and I'm not talking about me, but I'm talking about you, okay? I'm just speaking, in generalization. I'm trying to put myself in the picture because I am your presenter and narrator over here as well. But it is also interesting to see a lot of white people coming out to blast and shut their people up, telling them, hey, you better shut up, because I guess a lot of you are very selective when it comes to what black people have done and what they have not done. It seems like you love them when they are doing something good that suits you at that certain or particular moment. But the moment these people choose to, speak their mind up, then it feels like it's such a bad cup of tea for you to actually drink from. But yeah, guys, we are going to look at what this white man was telling his people. He was like, hey, shut up. Y'all didn't build nothing. Everything that is in South Africa was built by black people. Watch this with me. We come back. And of course, there's something.
Hey, all right, white South Africans, this is for you. Don't have to go after this commenter. I just picked it arbitrarily out of the hundreds of comments from white South Africans that reflect this sort of sentiment. And for any of you outside of South Africa, I hope you know when they say they mean black people. Okay, the idea basically is that white people built this amazing country, handed it over to black people in 1994, and they've fucked it up ever since. The level of cognitive dissonance and ignorance in this is just mind-boggling, but I need to talk to you guys who are trotting out this from a racist point of view. Firstly, whites did not build South Africa. South Africa was built on the back of cheap and slave black persons' labor. Do you think any economic viability would have existed in South Africa without black persons' labor, who dug the stuff out of the ground, who built the railroads, who created the infrastructure, who worked the farms? All of these things were done on the back of unpaid or low paid labor from black people that would not, if it didn't exist, have created any kind of economic viability at all. So we have to realize that the white people didn't build South Africa. Black people built it under the direction of colonialists. And we, as white South Africans, inherited the wealth and privilege and advantage of that labor. Okay, and the idea is that our white government was doing this amazing job of creating this wonderland of a country of ours, okay? But what we don't see is the fact that that was built on the oppression of the majority of people. So when a black majority government was elected in 1994, all these white South Africans are waiting with bated breath from anything between, oh, we're all going to get slaughtered now, through to, I bet these guys will fuck it up, because they're so caught up in their racist bullshit that they can't see that running a country for everyone in the country is very, very, very different from running it for the tiny minority that were previously advantaged. Okay, and the second main point I wanted to make is all governments are corrupt. It's got fuck all to do with race. It's not because they are black people. Look at the government in America. Look at the bureaucracy in the world. It's all corrupt. It doesn't matter where you are. People rise to political power in order to fuck other people over and advantage themselves. It's universal. It's got nothing to do with race. And finally, it was disgusting for fucking 100 years for the majority of people. Now it might be disgusting for you. Tough fucking shit.
First of all, these are ideologies that are fronted by white supremacists because they can't stand the idea that there's a black man in government, and most of the times they always want to come and attack them of corruption, but they don't want to talk about how corrupt they were and how inequality was spread everywhere in South Africa, how there was, racial discrimination where black people were not allowed to go to school. Some offices were denied from them. So everything was actually made to cater for the white, people. But also, they also want to make it seem like South Africa is silver and gold because of the influence of white people, because of what they are built. But the moment you talk about slums and who are in those slums, then they want to avoid that conversation. They are very deliberate about what they want to hear and what they don't want to hear. Most of the times, the reason as to why they want to avoid such conversations where they have to give accountability is because they want to make it seem like that was in the past. But if we are speaking in reality, who still indirectly controls the economy of South Africa? Who still indirectly controls the government? Who does that? It is still the white people. And they say that if you build a lot of things, then how comes y'all are still poor? It's very crazy because it is more like how y'all are put on a race. You guys have to run a race, and we have to get one person that is going to win a trophy. Why people are going to stand in a line and hold and tie the leg of a black person on a pole, and then they are going to take off. Their people are going to take off and run something like 3 rounds. And then they want to release this person. And they let go of this person to run and compete with the people that have literally run 3 rounds. Now, in terms of generational wealth, that is something that is impossible. So as much as these people blame and be like, if you built this, how comes you have nothing? It's because whatever they built was never for their benefit, unfortunately. Isn't it the truth? Yeah, it's the truth. But of course, you don't want to hear it because you're like, now this land is free. Now you can do anything. You can do anything when all the resources are still controlled by you people, because you literally divided the country and you split pieces of each and every valuable resource in the country to yourselves. You split the best parts. You dominate the real estate. You dominate the minerals. Like everything is literally taken up by corporations that are run by you. The most unfortunate part is not just you, but even people that are in the country illegally, not black people, but people that look like you, that you give leeway to enter the country and run businesses without even being touched. And now when we say that, you didn't build nothing, because minus the labor of South Africans, minus that free labor, minus the restrictions, minus the raw materials, minus all the resources, where would you be? as a white South African. Because when it comes to agriculture, who worked on the farms? And of course, people that were elites. Yes, we see what happened to Nelson Mandela, because the moment you would come up to fight, can you imagine? It's so tough and challenging to speak about people that thought it is okay to keep a certain group of people that belong to that particular, that are the owners of that particular country, that it is okay for them to keep them oppressed. It is still black people that you're using, even in politics right now, to actually front your agendas. Their system has always been a system of manipulation, exploitation, and taking whatever needs to be taken as long as it benefits them. Now that South Africans are rising, they're like, people like Julius Malema that wants to take over and, run things in the direction that favors and benefits, black people that have been held back by the systems that were set up by white people that still control 90% of the system. They say people like Malema is a racist. But you do not take into accountability, you do not put in mind the years of oppression. We are not talking about just the mere apartheid, because apartheid was maybe something like 40-something years, right? What about the years that are not put into record of the oppression that happened? Because apartheid was a system that was developed to make sure that on paper, of course on paper, that it brings equality. But in reality, it did the exact opposite. So those many years of oppression, those many years of taking away from people, the same people that you were using to build systems, the same people you were using to build roads, the same people you were using to build hospitals, the same people you're saying they did not develop nothing. Even if the people that are right now here, they are not the ones that did that. But if we speak of generational wealth, if the people of South Africa were given a chance to do things back then, if they were given equal opportunities and equal representation, they would be even on a more footing more than the white people. I think this is a problem of Africa, that we give people, we want to make people feel more welcome. And what happens next is they are going to share in your mouth and you're going to be okay because you think it is all right to be polite. And by the way, all of this was happening, the exploitation and all of that happened not without resistance. But we have to look at the so many fallen soldiers that wanted to liberate their people and make sure that they have the same equal opportunities. If they say that we normally claim each and everything, they also claim everything. They claim everything. They claim civilization. They claim inventions. They claim development. They claim everything. Everything. But the truth be that whatever they are claiming is something that they took by force. Yeah. Because if it is development that happened on the backs of South Africans, it was by force. It was under intimidation. It was under exploitation and all of that. But it is so soothing to see white people coming out to tell their people, that whatever you're claiming, if these people were not here, if these people did not create the conducive atmosphere for you to do whatever you wanted to do, if you did not force and intimidate these people, y'all would still be like your empires where you ran from that were collapsing because your people were lazy. They didn't want to do anything. So you took advantage of the free labor. You took advantage of the resources that you had to steal from the same people that you're saying are lazy. And that's what you call development, and that's what you own. You think it is yours, but in actual sense, it's not yours. It belongs to these people. What do you guys think? Put your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. To the new members on the channel, again, welcome. Let me see you in another video. Gracie here. Bye.